For a long time, the Toyota Highlander has been the reliable, comfortable default answer for families needing a three-row SUV. But families eventually hit a wall. The kids get taller, the gear piles up, and suddenly that mid-size cabin feels tight. Stepping up to a massive full-size SUV like the Sequoia brings a whole new set of headaches, from low fuel economy to parking anxiety. Toyota engineered a specific architectural bridge for this gap, the Grand Highlander. It stretches the midsize platform just enough to fit adult passengers and their luggage. This chart maps the Toyota midsize landscape, comparing price to usable space. Bottom left, the standard Highlander. Top right, the Grand Highlander offers a massive utility leap, but for top platinum trims, demands a $5,600 premium. Evaluating this $5,600 gap requires looking past the spec sheet to calculate the actual return on investment. You have to figure out if that extra length and power will actually solve your daily friction points, or if you are about to spend over $5,000 on space you'll leave empty. Let's look at the physical footprint. By extending the wheelbase 4 inches and squaring off the roofline, Toyota opened up the back half of the chassis. This comparison matrix shows where that metal went. The Grand Highlander delivers 5.5 extra inches of third-row legroom and 1.1 extra inches of rear headroom. Behind those seats, you get a massive 28% increase in cargo capacity, meaning you can fit actual luggage back there. Compare that to the standard Highlander. Its third row requires you to bunch your knees up, and the 16 cubic feet of cargo space behind it fills up fast. It is strictly a zone for small kids. The physical trade-off for fixing that problem is sheer size. The Grand Highlander is 6.5 inches longer overall, meaning you will feel that extra length every time you navigate a tight parking lot. Toyota also designed the Grand's rear cabin for modern usage, adding dedicated tablet slots next to the cup holders and extra USB-C ports. Paying that $5,600 premium turns a cramped rear cabin into a space where an adult can comfortably survive a road trip. Under the hood, both SUVs offer a 2.4-liter turbo or a standard hybrid setup. But if you want to know what separates them mechanically, look at the top Platinum trim. This gauge tracks the Grand Highlander's exclusive option, the Hybrid Max powertrain. It cranks out 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. The standard Highlander taps out at 265 horsepower. That leaves a massive 100 horsepower deficit between the two. To handle that extreme torque, the Hybrid Max relies on an older, heavier 6-speed automatic transmission. The standard Highlander gets a ladder 8-speed automatic, which shifts quicker and feels a bit smoother climbing through the gears. You also pay at the pump. The standard hybrid engines prioritize efficiency, while the Hybrid Max sacrifices fuel economy to generate its power. You don't buy the Hybrid Max to win races. When you have a vehicle loaded with 6 passengers and a roof box, that torque dictates your absolute highway passing confidence and towing authority. Toyota engineers also threw heavy acoustic insulation and specialized suspension tuning at the Grand Highlander platform to isolate it from the road. This chart measures cabin noise at highway speeds. The Grand Highlander registers a remarkably low 53.5 decibels, a quiet environment you usually find in a Lexus. The standard Highlander hits nearly 60 decibels. That volume difference is obvious when you merge. That heavy isolation comes with a dynamic cost. The Grand Highlander has a much softer ride, and you will absolutely notice more body roll when you are going around tight corners. It feels slightly less connected to the asphalt. Moving to the dashboard, spending less money actually yields a better aesthetic finish. The standard Highlander features rich faux wood textures and glossy piano black finishes on the climate controls. The Grand Highlander swaps those out for standard black plastics. And surprisingly, the standard Highlander gives you 3.7% more legroom in the second row than its bigger sibling. By keeping your $5,000, you get a marginally richer tactile cabin in the front. You have to decide if that matters more than absolute space in the far back. The numbers show exactly what that $5,600 buys. Now we map those specs to how you actually live. This decision tree comes down to one question: who sits in row 3? Your answer splits the path entirely. If your third row stays folded flat into the floor 90% of the time, or you only use it for small kids in a pinch, the standard Highlander is your winner. You save over $5,000, get premium dashboard finishes, and maintain excellent ride quality. But if you have teenagers, if adults regularly ride in the back, or if you run a daily carpool, you need the Grand Highlander. Those 5.5 inches of extra legroom and the 28% cargo boost are what prevent misery on a long road trip. And if you demand the 362 horsepower authority of the exclusive engine for highway confidence when fully loaded, Path B is your only option. Buying the standard model for a large family will result in daily frustration. You will constantly fight for cargo space. The Grand Highlander is a mandatory investment for families who truly live in all 3 rows. Spend the money up front to avoid the buyer's remorse later.